Good morning, everybody. It's Jessica from Chambray Blues. I'm here today to talk about how to assemble a PDF sewing pattern, and we're going to get into that in just a second. But before I do that, I thought I'd share with you some of the things that I found at the Quilt Market Expo here in Madison, Wisconsin. It was last weekend. It was like a 4-day event, and it was fabulous. If you've never been to a sewing expo, you need to go, because it is amazing. They have a huge hall full of vendors, a huge display of different kinds of sewing machines. You can demo the machines. They have lectures, they have classes, all kinds of great things. And of course, when you're there, you gotta shop, because there's a lot of fun shopping. So a few of the things that I picked up, I thought I'd share with you. Some of them will be upcoming projects on the blog. Some of them are just cute, and I thought you'd like to see them. So the first thing I got was, get it right side up here. This is a door hanger quilt panel for fall, which I think is super cute. Look at that, it's got pumpkins and the little wheelbarrow and everything. And then at the bottom, it's got sunflowers, which I love, you know that, and more pumpkins and stuff. And I'm gonna make this as a quilt hanger for my door. I'm gonna add a border and maybe a few quilt blocks to it and quilt it a little bit, and it'll be really cute hanging on the front door for fall. So along with that, I got a few colors of orange fabric. You can buy all kinds of fabrics and things at these places, and this one I love because it looks like kind of farm style whitewashed siding. I think it's so cute. So I'm going to use that with that quilt panel for some projects. And then I found something to decorate my sewing room with. So most of my walls are kind of covered, but I have one wall that's totally blank, and it drives me nuts. And I just couldn't figure out what to put there. And I found this beautiful panel, which says, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy fabric. And that's pretty close. And I think that's so cute. And it's got this little old sewing machine on it, which is totally adorable. So I'm going to make that one up as well. And you can see I like panels. The last one I bought, I might do as a gift for someone, but I just absolutely love it. It's yellow and black, and it says, "You are my sunshine," with lots of sunflowers on it. I used to sing "You Are My Sunshine" to my kids when they were little. I just think that's really sweet with all the sunflowers on here. So I'm totally into sunflowers. Okay, then I'm also interested in making a few bags for gifts for fall, and I know you all have mentioned, there are a few people in the group here have mentioned that they're interested in sewing bags, learning how to do that. So I picked up some great fabrics. These are French linen, beautiful little floral print, very kind of subdued colors, sort of gray, purplish gray and black. This one has some beautiful French script on there, and to go with it, cork is hot right now. If you haven't sewn with cork, it is the in fabric, and it's very interesting. It's quite thin, and it's perfect for sewing bags, and we're going to do a project or two here on the blog with that. If I can get this open, I'll show you a little bit about what it looks like. So it's very thin, like tissue paper thin, but you don't have to finish the edges on it at all. It is material that you just sew. It doesn't unravel or fray, and you wipe it clean, and it just has such beautiful texture and color to it. It's perfect for doing handbags. So that's what that's about. And the last thing I got is a batik knit. Look at how gorgeous this is for fall. These colors are amazing, and this is a family-run company that makes these batiks, and I just absolutely adore this print. So that'll be up and coming soon on the blog as well. Okay, so let's get to the PDF pattern. So whether you're making one of my patterns or someone else's pattern, there's a system to it, and once you understand the system, it's easy to do. So the first thing, you're going to purchase the pattern online. You'll get an email with a link for the download. It'll be an automatic download. You won't receive anything in the mail. And on the first page, there will be a test square. So you're going to print the first page. You go into the document, you open it up, you select the test page. Some documents have a test page, or else the first page of the pattern. In my case, it's just on the first page of the pattern. You're going to print it out and then measure this square to be sure that it's a 2-inch square. Or if you're foreign and you do centimeters, 5 centimeters square is the metric conversion. You want to make sure that that square is exactly the correct size, because if it's not, and you print the rest of the pattern, your pieces are going to be off. It'll not match when you try and put it together. So that's really important. So make sure and print that, measure it. You need a 2-inch square before you begin. Then you print out the rest of the pages. So these are called tile pages. You can see this one has a giant number 1 on the front. You can't miss the numbers because they're nice and big. And then we go on to page number 2. So the way we're going to assemble them is there are marks here, dark tabs that you're going to join like a puzzle. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing I'm going to put up here on my bulletin board, and we'll work from here. So it's easiest to work from left to right. No matter what you're doing, just remember left to right makes it so much easier. Okay, for page 2, my preference is to trim the second page. I'm going to trim away the paper on this side along the cutting line here, so it's easier for me to match the marks accurately. You can kind of overlap them, but that gets sloppy because you can't really see what you're doing. So I trimmed it off right on the cutting line. Okay, so I have my mark here, and I'm going to put that on top of page number 1 and join it up like that. Hopefully you can see that in the video. Okay? So that's the first page. Now we're going to go on to page number 3. So same story, page number 3, you have a mark on the left, you have one at the bottom, you have one on the right. So I'm going to trim this left side of the page off. I'm going to put it up here so that my marks match. And you can also see that my lines are going to match up here, top and bottom, and my text matches as well. Make sure that everything matches on the page. Now sometimes when you get PDFs, they're off by just a little bit, and it has to do with the grading, and a lot of designers use Adobe Illustrator, which has some variation in it. So you just have to give it a little bit of grace. If it doesn't match 100% perfectly, just do the best you can. On to page 4, same story. We're going to cut the left side off. And we're going to put it up here, matching the marks. Okay, so that's the end of my first row. Now how do I know that? Because on page 4, you can see it has a mark on the left side and one at the bottom. There's nothing on the right. So that means it's the end of the row. So my next page, page 5, doesn't have anything on the left. And if you can see, if you look back at page 1, there's also no marks on the left side here. So that's how I know this is the beginning of the row. So I'm going to put this under here. I'm not going to cut the pages anymore for you. I think you can figure that part out. There's page 5. We go on to 6. And again, if you trim the left side, it's easy just to lay it right on top. I'm going to match up my marks and the text. And then go on to 7. Everything will match. The left side will match. The top will match. And the end of this row is page 8. Okay, so there's one more row to go in this pattern, but that's basically how it works. And when you get them taped together, then you're going to go in and cut out the shape of the pattern piece with your paper scissors, and you'll be able to see, you know, it's a little bit hard to see because you're a little bit further away, but the line is on this one is very simple. It's just one line because it's a one size fits all. So when you get into patterns that have more sizes, they can look a little bit more complicated. This one is a J-Lee pattern, and this is a wide format print. So the other option with a PDF pattern is you can download it in the tiled format, print it at home, or you can download it in the wide format option and take it into a copy shop and have them print it. It doesn't cost much, but you do have to find a copy shop that uses an A04 printer. It's a wide format printer. Not all copy shops have it. So this is what that looks like. Okay, this isn't mine. This is another vendor, but I wanted to show you. Mine are coming in the mail. They should be here by the early next week. And then you would cut out your sizes and so forth from there with this piece after you bring it home from the copy shop. So either way works. I also am now going to be able to offer paper patterns. They'll be in a format just like this, and I will ship them out to you right to your door, and those will be coming out next week. As soon as I get them in the mail, then I can package them up and put them all together for you. So that's how it works. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to answer any questions. It's really not that difficult to assemble PDF patterns. It does use some paper. Like this one size fits all capelet top is 27 pages. Paper and ink, you know, those are supplies that you would have to have, but you can do it at home and you don't have to go running around. And actually, I like the little heavier paper versus the tissue that you buy with the big 4 patterns. They are easy to rip, and they're hard to fold up. I find the fold lines are easy to see. It's easy to fold them up, stick them back in the bag, and I just think that they're a little bit sturdier and easier to use than the tissue paper. We'll do another talk next week about altering the patterns. Once I get the paper patterns in, I'll show you exactly how you can alter them to fit you. And I think that's it for today. So make sure you join the group so we can see each other's projects. And I'll be posting stuff in there as I get some of these little projects finished over the next few days. And I hope that you have a great day. I appreciate your watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.